What's up, guys? Welcome to Nikon's Naughty Tips for Matchmaking on Dust 2. Use my tips and tricks and you are going to win games and rank up. So without further ado, let me get armor, AK, full belt of utility, make sure God mode is on. And without further ado, we're going to do this video all live in one take, show you how easy the tips and tricks are here for Matchmaking 64 ticks. So, fast T spawn Xbox smoke at the start of the round. Stand here at the start of the round, you see the dirt on the corner of the wall here, look at the top of the dirt, and then just jump, left click throw. Your smoke's going to go over and land on towards Xbox after bouncing off these stairs. This is an uber important smoke at the start of the round. What it lets you do is move out round at the start of the round T side, not have to worry about this fight mid as you move in towards short for a fast A short play. This is particularly helpful if you've got teammates also pushing long, because the CT on site here is going to have to deal with a fast short play as well as long, and it's really useful. Use that smoke. If you don't use that smoke, the CTs who start here get to this position first. They can see how many of you cross this angle on catwalk, and I can give information to the A defender over there and say there's 1, 2, 3 people gone. I can give information. What that smoke does, it comes all the way over from T spawn and it lands onto that box, and I can't see anything. Literally, I can't see now, so I can't see how many players go that way. I might be able to come close and listen, but if they walk behind that smoke, I'm not going to give any good information then to the A defenders. They are not going to know what's going to happen. I might be able to do something risky where I push out and try and get some information, try flank, but if there's a T here waiting for me in the tunnel, or if there's a T waiting up here on the catwalk waiting for a flank, I'm going to be destroyed and I'm going to die, and it's going to be 5 versus 4, and you do not want to be a man disadvantaged CT side on Dust 2. Really good. You can actually add another smoke towards this at the start of the round. This person goes in towards that corner, they throw that smoke I just thrown. The other person, loosey-goosey, just where they kind of stand and spawn, they can just look at the top of the lamp just like this, and you can both throw smokes in like this right at the start of the round. Super important. The CT side, I can't even jump spot suicide, and I cannot see anything mid. The only thing I might be able to do is go really fast in towards under and rush through that smoke, okay? But certainly if there are T sides waiting here, they can punish that. If there's going to be T side going in towards dark fast or something like this, they're going to be able to move in here and they're going to be able to punish it, whatever is, you know, if they want to do a flash peek, whatever they want to do, if they want to do something like this, they might want to do Molotovs or whatever it is in towards that tunnel. It's going to be big risk. It's really good. You can throw that smoke on the fly as well if you just want to come top mid. You see this here on towards the wall. I'm going to show you with the Krieg. It's much easier. You see that, as soon as you see that step on towards that, just like that on towards there, you can just left click throw from a standstill. It's going to go over, bounce off the back wall, off towards Xbox, and that's going to give you the same smoke, just from a different position, just on the fly, if you want to kind of call it mid-round. Mid control is everything on this map, guys. If you don't have mid control, you're not going to be able to go from A to B or B to A. The CT is going to get the read on you very quickly where you are, so you need to maintain control of mid, okay? Super important. If you're the guy coming shadow dark under and you need to cross over towards this, don't do this. This is going to be really shit, because you're going to end up smoking yourself off, alright? Something like this. So you want to do a hinge smoke, where basically you come into the corner. It's called hinge because you land it on the door hinge, just like this. Rhymes with orange. No, it doesn't, but basically you see what I mean. You look at the corner just like this, come to the left, and then just right click. Lands on the corner there, comes on over, and then you can just jump across then on towards this, onto this little bit here, come across, and it's really easy then to come on towards short. That smoke is absolutely devastating. They cannot see anything at all. They will be able to see some feet again, so that's why it's really important that you jump across like this and you land like this without showing your feet, and get on towards short as quickly and quietly as possible. So that's the smoke you need to be using. If you want to go mid towards B, smoke off CT, stand in the corner just like this, and then just look at that hole on the wall. Left click throw, it's going to go over the top, and it's going to land right here in towards CT. It's going to leave this corner exposed, which is going to be really good, because it's going to let you come on out and check this. You want to be pre-firing that anyway. Even though you know it's smoked, you want to be pre-firing it, and this guy's going to be like, what the fuck, man? Like, why? Because we know that corner's exposed, and we're coming around and pre-firing that straight away. Really important. If you're looking for flashbangs to get you in through these mid doors, this one's courtesy of Mojo Baggins. Stand in the same place you throw the smoke for, and you can just look at the corner of this here, right at the corner of the box like this. Left click throw, it's going to bounce over, not going to blind you, and then you're going to come on around here. You can throw it for a teammate like this, throw it like that, come on around, and then you can deal with all this. This flashbang is fucking sick because it lands in the POV. Anyone sat here, that is coming right into their POV. Hello, good night, eyeballs. It's so good. Even lands anyone behind the corner of this door. Hello, good night, eyeballs. It's absolutely devastating, this flash, and any CT caught here lacking looking at it is going to be a huge problem. So you can throw that for yourself or for your team. It's up to you. Basically, it's not going to blind me as I push through, and then I can just throw another flash then before I peek that corner like this, and I'm coming around and checking like this. You want to be throwing that second flash as well, because any CTs up here or on towards construction, that's going to be really important. You throw those second flashes like this to help deal with the CTs in towards these positions. If there's a guy behind these boxes and he's being a twat, just molly him out. Just literally look at the back wall. It's so easy. Don't overthink that position. Don't let the CTs get stuck in that. If you're still early on in the round, you've still got a molly, use that to clear out that position. Really important if you're going mid to B. Now, if you're in B tunnels, the most easy silver 1B smoke on towards doors is easy. Stand here. You obviously need this area clear, but you can maybe just have a teammate stand in front of you here, waiting for it to punish any kind of looking CTs. But you stand here, look at the corner of the plank, and go down. That's literally it. Draw invisible line between this, and just go along it and just left click throw. That is it. That is the door smoke that literally lands here. It could not be any easier that a silver one could throw it, and it smokes off. And then from there you can do supporting flashbangs over the top just by looking at this line. This line here, in line with this, and jump left click throw. You're going to get flashes that go over the top, and it pops as I peek, okay, because it's a really good flashbang which comes over the top. Any CT waiting here, as it pops like this, they're going to get blinded. It's going to be such an effective flash which you throw over the top like this, and it's really, really good and stuff like this. Now there is another smoke that you can do which kind of lets you sneak out of B tunnels. You see this hole on the wall here? That's not a bullet hole, that is a hole that's always there every round. You can use that if you just stand at the edge of the box here where the padlock is, and you can basically just throw it off that dot. It's going to land right towards the edge here, and what this does is it lets me take my angles on B site one at a time, really gently. I can check that angle, I can check that back box, I can check this corner, I can check this corner, I can check up close, I can kind of creep up then on towards this box like this, I can check the window, I can check the door, I can check towards sight, I can come on around and then deal with this. Everything I can take one at a time. It's really easy, and what that smoke as well does is stops this guy in mid seeing how many people are coming out here. He might be able to see you jump up here and take that fight, but he can't see how many people exit out the right hand side. So he might go, oh fuck, I'm going to have to come up to the window, to which point you may have already run out through that smoke, and you might already be 2, 3 Ts already here, and he's going to die. And from behind that smoke I can use that to safely set up a window Molotov or something as well like this, and it's going to be really, really handy. So if you're looking to set up a window Molotov, just hug the left hand side and look at this hole. That little hole, run forward, left click throw. That is going to give you your #1 Molotov on towards the window every single time, and it's going to work perfectly. So really, really good. So again, if you're looking for some utility to set up a stratum towards the B site here, just literally stand here, get in the smoke, wait for your teammates to kind of get ready for the flash, get that flash peek going, not like that. Get the flash peek over the top like this, and then you can kind of creep around. Your teammates are all pushing out and stuff like this, and then you can get a really quick Molotov then in on towards the fly, and that is your B take strategy, really fast. Once you've got that burning with a Molotov, you can just throw another smoke onto it. Perfect smoke then in towards the window. And now the CTs are sat here scratching their ball bags, going, well, we're just going to have to wait for this retake, unless they want to be mental and come running in through the smoke, which might do a huge play if it's like, you know, 2v2. It's a little bit pressured for time, they're not going to be expecting it. But if you're still 4 versus 5, 5 versus 4, and you're getting a big T rushing towards B, the last thing you want to do as a CT is go fucking wandering here and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 CTs, and that's going to be a big problem. The aim of the game as CT is stay alive, wait for a retake, wait if you're going to decide to call, if you're going to save it, or if you're going to be going in for that retake. That's going to be my tips and tricks for CT side. So that's everything in here for T side, getting towards here. I've shown you the flashbang under. Just look on towards this curve of the wall like this. At the start of the round, you're going to be able to get down here very quickly and flash out and stuff like this. Obviously, be careful because the CTs can get you to very fast, so you need to have your gun out here very quickly. If they're not coming to peek you, then that's when you want to kind of do that. Unless you've got the spawn for it, then you can come on round, check all these corners like this, and that's going to be really good for. You can get Molotovs in towards short as well. If you want to hold back any CTs, stop them peeking your friends in towards mid, especially if you've got the Xbox smoke and you've got friends coming around here. Use your flashbangs if you're coming in towards mid. If I'm flashing in towards short, I'm flashing like this and I'm coming around checking my corners. I'm flashing like this to come around, wait for the flash, and I'm coming around and checking these corners. Those flashbangs are going to be fucking devastating. I do not want to be peeking this corner if there's going to be a CT AWPer like this going to take my name and number down, okay? I want to make sure that I'm flashing in towards that corner like this, because that's going to be so important. Look at where that lands. I took you to Counter-Strike School in my Vertigo Wingman thing, where I talk about what the angle is. The angle is this angle, this line here on the screen. My flash needs to land inside the enemy POV if they're on this here, and that is how you know it's a successful flashbang. You don't need to worry about lineups or kind of stuff like that. You just need to understand the very basic principle. If there's a CT on this position, his angle, that's his angle, this invisible line here, and as long as my flashbang lands anywhere inside his POV on that line, it's a good flashbang. So literally it's going to pop like this, wait for it to pop, and I can move on out and pre-fire that position. That is going to absolutely destroy this guy on towards his position, so use that. That is the very basic principle of using flashbangs. Remember, the higher rank levels you go, you're going to, at MG1, at Gold Nova, at Silver, anything like this, a flash like that is going to be absolutely fine. It's going to be it's going to be awesome. It's only when you really start getting to the LEM, Supreme, the Face It level, the high level, are you going to need pop flashes and stuff which don't make any noise, which is what the pros are using, because at the high level they're going to hear that noise. As soon as it ticks off of that surface like that, as soon as I hear it tick like this, I'm going to turn away and I'm going to be able to swing straight back into that. So that's when you're designated to need pop flashes, okay? You know, you're going to need very specific flashes or something like this that are going to be thrown in by teammates that are going to land right on towards that corner. They make no noise, these flashes. and they're going to be very, very different. You know, they're not going to make the noises for that, or you have them thrown in by teammates from elsewhere. But certainly, guys at Matchmaking, where 90% of us are going to be playing, that will do the job, I promise you. Now, there's loads of utility as well if you want to get in towards here. If you want to do a CT smoke, this is the world's most easiest #1 silver smoke. You can just stand here at the corner and you look at the edge of the building. That is literally the CT smoke. Stand here, look there, left click throw, and it goes over. Doesn't get any harder than that. It literally just lands right towards the middle. Perfect CT smoke, just like this. Now, there are other smokes that you can do. One that lands here, and one that lands on towards the box here. This is good if you're looking for an A short strat, and you've got a few smokes to spare, okay? If you're kind of moving in towards here. The first one is halfway between the top and bottom of this bit of wall, just like this. In between this gap here, you want to bounce the smoke across through this little gap here, like this. So what you want to basically do is get your smoke to land like this. And what this smoke is sexy is because I know CS2 is going to get rid of one ways, but use and abuse it whilst you still can. I can see the corner of that there, I can see the edge of ramp, and I can see car here. For the CTs, they are not going to see shit. That's going to be really, really rough to see at the corner. So use and abuse that smoke. The next smoke you want to do that lands on boxes, you stand here, look at the wires, and you look at the third bulb along. You go 1, 2, 3, left click throw, it's going to go over, it's going to bounce a bazillion times, but it will land on top of that box. And it's going to be really, really important smoke. I'll show you what it looks like now together. So if you had teammates here, you're both stood in short, you're waiting and stuff like this, you both throw these positions, and you can wait for this smoke stuff like this to come in, because what that smoke lets you do, it moves in like this, the player car can't see you coming along, and it lets you as a team move out and check sight. I can only have to worry about this position, I can only deal with this, I'm not open to long and car, I can deal with ramp, I can deal with all this guy one by one, and then when I move round, am I ready then to deal with car and stuff like this. This is really good if I'm coming in through that way. So these smokes are super important, and behind these smokes I can set up even more utility, just because I've got that smoke up then. You know, once that smoke is up, I can Molotov sight by looking at the corner of the building, which is going to land right here. Absolutely nice. I can Molotov Goose just by looking at the top of the phone line, run forward, left click throw. You get a Molotov then that lands in towards Goose really nicely. It's going to spread towards the mid thing, and look, it's spreading. I'm stuck. I've got to run through a whole Molotov to get out. So that smoke lets you do so much more. If you don't have that smoke and you want a Molotov sight, you obviously can't stand here like a lemon and throw it. You just want to bounce it underneath the palm tree. Okay, that's going to be how you do it. You run forward, let go, in towards sight. That's how you Molotov sight without revealing yourself, and you throw in it from safety. Okay, so if you don't have the smoke under the palm tree, if you do have the smoke, throw it over the top like this. I think if you want to smoke off ramp as well, Molotov ramp, just in line with that dot, like that. That's going to be the Molotov in towards ramp that lands into it. You're never going to get a Molotov here that's going to burn this whole ramp because it's so wide. You can maybe get one that lands a little bit deeper. If you do want to land it a bit deeper, just look up a little bit more, but you don't want to get caught with your Molotov bursting in the middle of the air and not doing anything. Okay, so it's going to be really, really important that you don't get caught by that. Maybe you do something like this. There we go, that one can land on ramp, okay? And that's going to push people back and kind of make them play different positions. Really, really good. So that's going to be the utility that lets you out. And obviously, flashbang over the top is going to be super important. You could do a whole A strat. I could literally show you a whole A strat thrown by a team, thrown by one person. You could do a fake. You could have one person stand here throwing 3 smokes whilst the other you guys go B. You can get this stuff like this over the top of this. You can get stuff like this. And with the flash coming in over the top, boom, we're moving in. The flashbang comes over the top. It's absolutely fucking lethal. We don't know what the fuck's going on. These smokes are coming over the top. The flash is coming over the top. The CTs are having a real hard time holding on to that A-bomb site. That's going to be a really, really good utility that helps you in. Now, long is another one. Everyone obviously knows the supporting long flashbangs just over the top. They are very, very effective. Very, very good to throw. At the start of the round for CTs coming for a fast peek here, there's going to be lethal. I can't see anything, okay? Really good. If you've got no friends, you can throw a flash for yourself like this. Just jump over the wall, and you can peek before that flashes as well and deal with that. Now, it's a really good flashbang. Obviously, don't reveal yourself. You just want to stand off the angle like this. Jump off the wall. As soon as you hear it pop, then go for that peek, and then come on round here. The good thing with that flash, it also blinds someone in pit. It lands out and far enough like this. It's a full, nice white. Now, you can also smoke this corner, and some people will be like, why the hell would you smoke that corner? I'll show you why. You stand in the corner here. You look at the corner of the arch, crouch down, a left click throw. It's going to go over and it's going to land right here on towards the corner. I find this really helpful because basically it lets you move on out and clear this angle. For a CT on this corner, he now has to play all the way out here. He is so much easier to kill out here if we get the flash. If we come on around here, once I see him here as well, I start shooting him, I can trace him all the way through that smoke, and that's going to be a big problem, and he might even die behind that. He is much easier to kill shooting through a smoke than if he plays this corner, and as soon as he takes a shot, he's gone, and I can't kill him. And if they've got another player in pit, that's going to be a real problem. So if you want to do that kind of corner smoke like this, crouch down, left click throw, let it land here. That's going to be really good as well, because the other thing it's good it lets me do, it lets me cross out and clear these corners without being seen from long. I can come all the way and check pit fully with my back turned to A site and car, because that smoke is so helpful. And from behind that smoke I can set up Molotovs into car, I can set up smokes in towards site. That smoke is so helpful. Like I said, I don't need to see car to know it's there. I can still get Molotovs in behind it and do all that kind of stuff. I can still smoke CT, you know, all that kind of stuff that I need to be doing like this. I can still get CT smoke and Molotov car with that corner smoke, so it's really, really good. So for anyone looking at how to do that smoke on towards this one here, bear in mind this area is too wide for one smoke. You're never going to get one smoke perfectly. You always need to be mindful that there is going to be an angle on towards the edge. But basically you want to bounce it off the left side of this tooth on this wall. So you look, run, left click throw, it's going to go over it and it's going to land nicely in towards the middle here. Perfect, literally on my ping, and it lands perfectly. You might just get tiny gaps either side, but you've just got to make sure you jump across these corners. You're jumping across like this, and then you're getting in towards the A site like this as fast as possible. Now there are other ways as well that you can do smokes. I would leave one on the corner like this, and you can have one person throwing two smokes from the corner here. Never peek this without a flash peek on towards the long corner. So as soon as you've got the flash over, then you're moving around and you're running like this. And once you've done the peek like this, you can have one person throw two smokes. The first smoke they do just in the middle of this box like this, and then the second one at the top of the wall. I'll show you what it means. So one person throws the flash like this, and then basically as fast as possible you do two smokes like this, and they land in towards this angle really, really nicely, and so you can get yourself a nice smoke strap. So I said the first one, which literally lands on towards the box there like this. So it's super, super important. They leave no gaps. That is the perfect smoke strat to get yourself across. There are no gaps like this, and it lets you move up towards this position. Really, really good. Now you can Molotov elevator through the smoke screen. As soon as I see that box over the top of the smoke, I know where it is. I can just left click throw, and that is a really important Molotov then that lands here. CTs can't boost. They can't play towards this position. They're going to have to think twice before they run through and do a pop flash or something through the smoke or something like this. And you always know, where that wall is. Make sure you always spam that through the smoke as well, and you punish any CTs who are kind of stood here maybe waiting for a flash through the smoke or something like this. Really, really handy. Now as well, I'll show you the other utility that you can see. So again, I'll show you one more time. It should be really easy. When you throw those smokes, you know, the second one, it lands by the time I get here. So by the time you throw that smoke, it'll be safe for your teammates. So you can literally peek the corner and throw those here. Remember to always flash. Now, if you want a Molotov, the back sight box here, really important Molotov. Because if you don't, the CT can play here. He can wait for the retake to come in from behind him. He can get teammates to come in through mid and short, whatever it is. And he can watch you guys come up the ramp here. This is a really hard position. The amount of times I see gold, nova, silver, you know, even MG games where they fucking struggle to this position. It's such a basic position here. You can get rid of this guy so easily. You just use the palm tree. So you're basically using the palm tree in reverse. You bounce it off the bottom of the palm tree and you get a Molotov that lands here. This CT now can't play this position. He either has to jump off the elevator, but if you've got that burning as well, he has to fall back to Gandalf, and he's waiting back here, which is going to be really, really nasty. So that is the kind of things you need to be doing. If you're moving out towards long and you've got this kind of stuff like this, use this stuff, making sure you're flashing in over the top and you're pushing in as a team, you know, and you can see elevator, you can see sight box, and you've got all the stuff you need to be burning and stuff like this. You've got the flashbangs over the top, you're going to be pushing them back. These flashbangs are really important. You need to be flashing over these walls before you come on in. They don't have to blind your team at all, because those flashbangs are absolutely lethal as they move in towards Gandalf and they can't see anything. Remember, you can Molotov Gandalf and all that stuff if you want to. You know, it's up to you. It depends what you want to be doing, okay? So it's kind of up to what you want to do as T-side. I think that is literally all the T-side tips and tricks. I've shown you how to move in towards A short, shown you how to move in towards long, I've shown you mid to B, I've shown you out towards tunnels B, literally I've shown you everything possible. You should just all know this utility. It shouldn't be a stress. You should just go in and practice. You should know that that is going to be a door smoke. You just need to be knowing how to hit this stuff live in a game, so that you know that's going to be a window, a Molotov, and then just to get a window smoke, it's really easy to kind of build it up and stuff like this. Making sure you just are able to get it right every time to get the hinge smoke. Making sure you know how to do your CT smoke. You just want to be practicing all of this so that you aren't getting it wrong in a game. The worst thing you want to be doing is going into a game and getting it wrong. There's the CT smoke, there's the hinge smoke, there's an Xbox smoke. It should be really, really easy. It should be so second nature. You shouldn't be thinking about it when you are in the middle of a game, which is why I want to do it all live in one take like this, so you can see how easy it is, how kind of you can throw this utility yourself and then come on around and clear these angles and stuff like this. It's completely up to you. Now I think you can also molly pit. I would rather keep the Molotov for cars. You can throw a Molotov which like bounces around here. I've not done it. This is going to be totally on the fly. I think you can do something like that. Yeah, you can do something like that, which lands here, thrown from safety, and pushes this guy back. I mean, what's the point? Because all you're going to do is maybe push him back here, or he's just going to play further back in the angle because your molly's not deep enough. You can if you want to, but it's more flashy than it is actually effective. So let me go over and switch towards CT side. In terms of my brain, I'm going to stay at this like player model, but there's a few things that you can do if you're CT side. Now, if you're looking for a fast like kind of counter, smoke on towards long, you can stand here on the car. You can basically just look here towards the top of these wires and just to the left a little bit. Left click throw, you're going to get a door smoke then that kind of lands right in towards this bit here at the start of the round. I find that is so effective because if you throw a Molotov like this, you're going to die if you get peeked, if they get there before you. So I can throw that and then I can just throw the flash over the top. This flash over the top is super important because that flash literally denies them peeking this. That flash that comes over is going to be denying as hell, and so that is going to be that would be my long utility. So if I was looking to hold long, if I've been asked with holding long, I would get the smoke over, I'll get the flash over or something like this, and I'll get the Molotov, the Molotov in afterwards, in towards blue bin. So let me show you one more time here. So you stand at the wheel of the car, this is what you do at the start of the round. You get the flash over, and once you've got it smoked, or you could flash over delayed, once you wait for that smoke to bloom, you can check here. If you think someone's running behind blue bin, then absolutely you can Molotov in behind blue bin, stuff like this, and you can keep them kind of stuck in towards here, and that's going to be real nasty. I'm burning, and I'm going to have to come out now and take that fight, and I can kill him with the safety of that being smoked, and it's really good. And now I've got long control. I can dig in here, I can play it on my own, listen for noise, and that's going to be super strong. So there's some easy long control utility that you can use to get yourself out. Again, as CT side, you can be making use of boosts and all that kind of stuff like this. So at the start of the round here, I can get on towards the zebra's head really quickly and rush in towards short, like this. If I want to do flashbangs over the top, I might want to do flashes like this, which kind of lets me kind of cross out towards these angles. Those flashes are going to be so deadly. If you've got CTs pushing up fast in towards mid, then you can just do a flash like this. This is going to be really good as well, to kind of clear that kind of stuff. Now, if you're looking for a fast smoke in towards suicide, I do this as CT side, where I stand towards the corner here, and I look in towards in line with the metal strip on this door, just like this. Jump, left click, throw, it's going to go over, and it's going to land here towards suicide. That's really nice, important smoke. What it lets you do is rush up towards mid as well. So I can get a Molotov then that lands on towards top mid, and this is going to give me fast mid control. So I showed you how fast long control, this is fast mid control. The T's can't see anything, they're stuck behind a Molotov, and you can actually also get then, if I got the Molotov in here, you can actually also then get a smoke in towards the stop as well, and that could be pretty nasty, however it is you want to do it. So this is what sometimes you'll see higher level people doing to really get fast mid control, because mid control, like I've already said, is absolutely everything. It's so important on towards this map. So if you're looking for fast mid control, get that suicide smoke in, cross on over, rush up towards this angle, stop the T's getting control of these angles and stuff like this, and you can easily just flash in like this to kind of again take these peaks and take these angles and get this, and we've now got massive mid control. The T's are absolutely terrified as to what the hell is going on here, and they're going to be really mindful, because if you've smoked up this far behind them, if they go now start pushing in towards long and stuff like this, we are right on their tails behind them, and it could be really good. So there's some really good positions to get some fast deep mid control. You can then even fall back if you want to, okay, so that's really good. Remember as well, there are loads of different ways that you can peek in towards short. You can stand on towards this position here, you can see short just like this, just so many different ways that you can do. And remember, if you want to smoke off short, you want to land your smoke here by bouncing it off the wall here. So if you are kind of just like this on your own on towards the bomb site, then that is the best way to smoke off short, right in towards the middle, just like this. You can get Molotovs in behind it as well, so I can just, that is going to be your bog standard smoke. You shouldn't be getting that wrong at all in any game. And then you can just follow up Molotovs in behind this, and then you're really containing T side. It's going to be really devastating. I don't think if I showed you T side, I had a T side Molotov that cleared off this angle as well. If you are coming in towards short, this corner's clear, maybe you've cleared this. If this is clear like this, and this is clear, but you're worried about going around that next corner, you can look it towards this. So sometimes you want to keep your flashbang before you're actually pushing. You can just look at the edge of the lamppost here, left click throw, it's going to go over and it's going to bounce and land on towards these steps. This is good because it burns this little cubby, and it burns up close towards this, so they can't play here. So that clears all of these angles like this, which means I only need to worry about these boxes or this one back here. So that is going to be a really useful Molotov as well. So if I'm looking to clear these angles like this, and I can get the Make sure no one's in that cubby, wait on that flash, and kind of come around here, or deal with these angles back here. Jump peek, make sure no one is back here, or tucked in here, and that's going to give me all the safety I need now to start setting up utilities going in towards short. Okay, so really, really good. You can use that as if your CT's retaking, or anything like this as well. If I'm CT's on towards this position, sometimes you see people do smokes like this. I would tend to keep my smoke for later. You know, if you're going for a kind of push out towards this angle, this is up to you. You know, you might want to go for a kind of under smoke. You know, I mean, like, you know, where you're smoking in towards the tunnel. It's up to you. If you're getting rushed as well, you want people jumping on that box, you can just throw a Molotov. It lands then on towards that as well. That stops them from jumping up and chasing you. So that's really good. If you're the short player going for a push or something like this, you've got a kill and they're rushing you like this, you're like, oh fuck. Make sure you can use a Molotov like this, because that on that box there is going to stop them from rushing you, and by the time they run around here to come and chase you around like this, you're gone. You're long gone, okay? And again, remember, in reverse, I showed you T-side how to clear angles. CT side, just do the same. You can come on round and clear these angles, do you know what I mean? It's no different. If your CT side, if the CT side is counter-flashing you like this, it's going to be absolutely terrifying. It's going to be really, really difficult, and making sure you're doing the same, you know? If you're flashing in towards mid, however you're doing it, it's up to you, but you know, it's completely up to you. But again, you should be doing good flashes like this, which is going to help you peek mid and win those fights and get those information peaks. If you haven't got flashbangs, do not go for stupid information peaks. If you do got the flashbang, make sure maybe you're tradable, or if you're literally just going for a quick information peak and you're fucking off, you know, and then, you know, you're dropping off the smoke on you or something like this, or, you know, you're dropping the smoke on you, something like this, and you're then getting set up in towards a different position. Thinking of boosts as well on towards long as well, that, you know, sometimes it's worth waiting for CTs. So if you're T side, you can do the boost as well like this. Oh, the bot's not going to crouch for me. Here we go. So what the T's can sometimes do is sometimes they'll run out fast. So sometimes the CTs are going to have Molotovs like this, very, very fast round. And sometimes what you might do on pistol rounds is you're going to get through this really, really quick, and then you're actually going to get up on towards this, and then you might wait for them, alright? So you might just then wait for an unforced CT error. And this is the difference really quickly between forced and unforced errors, okay? A forced error is when the CTs aren't peeking. They're not doing anything. They're not giving you any kind of anything at all, and you're going to have to force the CT out of position, you know, by using that Molotov. And then once he runs out from the car, I kill him. That's going to be a forced error. An unforced error, which is what you'll see lots of teams wait for, is if we've boosted up here and I'm waiting, and a CT, like an absolute idiot, comes walking around looking for a kill like this, and boom, I've just killed him like this. I've got a deagle or something like this, bang, he's dead. I've now got an AWP or an M4 that he's dropped me, and now we can just start executing on the fly. He's left a smoke or a flash. Now all of a sudden, it's big problems. We've got smokes in towards CT, we're literally reacting off that first kill, and now we're rushing in. Huge problems, and now there's one guy left on A going, oh my fucking days, yikes, this is a problem. So that's going to be an unforced error, and sometimes what you'll do as T-side is you're going to wait for unforced errors like this. So that's why it's good to have these gimmicky little boost spots and stuff like this. Zebra as well, here's another boost spot as well that you can do on Dust 2, where you can wait or something like this, you know, you can just wait for CTs. He might come wandering in here, easy kill, and you've got a gun, you've got something on long, and you can run away with it, you can save it, whatever you want. And matchmaking, you will see all sorts of shenanigans happening where CTs would love to push and stuff like this. In terms of planting for long, yes, make sure you're planting here and your teammates can cover it from the long pit. If you're planting for short, make sure you're planting here. Try not to, if you've got a team that's in short, don't plant like that because they can't see the bomb. You know what I mean? It's going to be really, so you know, you want to make sure, and equally, you know, if you're not safe, if the bomb site's not actually safe, don't plant out here if there's still actually a CT holding long and he's just going to step out and kill you. No one, he's not even tradable, so it's going to be a real issue. Always think carefully when you're planting the bomb. Now, I was going on CT side tips and tricks. I think that's kind of pretty much everything. You know, you don't need to think too much about lineups and stuff like this. You know, a lot of it's going to be holding on to your utility as late as possible. You know what I mean? Like, because be careful about mollying early as well, because a lot of the time, if they're dead set on a rush anyway, they're just going to put it out like this, and that's going to be a waste of your $600 incendiary. You're literally better off, I find, waiting on a smarter angle like this, and if you see them come rushing out, then you're like, guys, come, call on over. I've got a full belt of utility, and I'm waiting then for the push. I'm waiting for the push, and if I know someone's in that corner there, then maybe I can do something like this, where I look at the corner like this. I can use my Molotov here, flash on over, and then we're all pushing over together to actually come on in and clear this bomb site together. That's going to be so much more effective, guys. Please don't. if you're up against a pushy T side that's just going to put out your Molotov, why would you spend $600 CT side as an incendiary just to throw it, just for the T side to do this with Mac 10s or Tech 9s and come and fucking destroy you up close? You would rather just play a little bit smarter off the site like this. Just wait. If you think it's going to be a rough rush round, if you've paid attention to their utility, if you paid attention to their economy, and you think it's going to be an eco rush round, just be careful of it and then wait over the side. And like I said, get your utility. You know, you can stay alive. You don't need to die to lose a bomb site. You can lose the bomb site, let them up close. If you know that they're going to rush in and plant the bomb here, you know, you be smart, guys, with your Molotovs and utility CT side. If you're like this, they've smoked and stuff, sometimes I'll be like, they're smoking in B doors or something like this, you know, and I'll be like, don't rotate yet, do you know what I mean, until we know, you know, and then once we come on in, they're throwing Molotovs and stuff like this, then I can do this Molotov or something like this, which is going to land here. It's going to stop them from planting the bomb on towards this position. So keep my Molotov and use it for something like this to delay it as much as possible whilst my teammates come in from A to come ready for this kind of attack here. Hold on to that utility because it's going to be so much more effective. In terms of other boosts as well, CT side boost, you can basically do boost like this outside the site. You don't have to do the kind of same angles all the time. If you're going to get stuck on normal angles and stuff like this, the higher the ranks you go, the more you're literally just going to get running one tap. People just know to put their crosshair there. You are going to be absolutely destroyed if you play at this position, higher levels. So that is why you need to play different positions. That is why you might play something like this. Again, it's off the bomb site. So if you see this, if you're doing a boost, there's no point playing aggressive here. There's no point standing here like a fucking idiot, standing here, getting one tapped, like, you know, you die here, and now it's a 1 versus 3 or something like this, 1 versus 4. If you can both play off the kind of site like this, and then if T-sides start doing this, you know, ooh, like this, here we go, we're showing that utility. You know, if you start seeing this stuff like this, you're going to be so much better. If you start seeing them smoking door, and the flashes and stuff like this come over, you can turn away from it, and then you're still going to start destroying T's as they come on round, and then you can fall off. They've Molotov this, you're stopping them from planting the bomb. You know, just be so much better as a CT side. You know, one person can do that Molotov, one person can maybe do this Molotov up close, whatever you want, and you've suddenly got site burning. The T's can't really plant anywhere except in a retarded place out here where they can't really do much. If you're T side as well, plant here or something like this. This is good plant spots like this because the bomb is coverable from so many more angles. You know, wherever you can plant, the more open it is, the better of a plant it is, because it just means diffusing is going to be a huge problem. If you're CT side looking for a retake as well, you can just Molotov the back flat as well. Oh my goodness. Zebra, how do you survive that? Let me get rid of Zebra. You can Molotov the back flat just like this, so all of your retake stuff should be really easy. If you've lost mid control, if you're CT side in here, your mid player's died and they're maybe doing a mid to B, then yep, you can do a flash off the corner just like this. That's going to be really handy, okay? That's going to be your #1 flashbang to kind of clear and do this fight, okay? Because if the T's have smoked CT and they're coming round here like this, that is going to be a devastating flash, I promise you. If you've lost your mid player and they're like, smoke CT, you're like, oh fuck, they're coming to me, are they? And then that's why you want to keep your utility. If I've thrown my Molotov up there early round, no one's fucking in tunnel, but if I've got my Molotov now, and now I do this, and now I've locked off the fucking B site, now the T's are stuck outside the B site with CT smoked, and they're like, oh fuck. This is why you want to keep your utility. CT side, my only tip from this video, if you take it away, is to keep your fucking utility to the mid-end round, because you're going to need it for the retake or when that push comes in. There is no point throwing this first thing in the round, because even if you throw it every single round, the T's are just going to start waiting for it, and they're going to be like, they're just going to wait that 7 seconds, then they're going to start peeking and doing all that stuff, and you've lost your ability to slow them down when it comes to crunch time. It's so much more important if they throw this and then they're pushing out and all that stuff like this. They've only got a limited time that smoke is useful for. This is so much more effective now. If you drop it in then, what are they going to do? Are they going to all sacrifice 30, 40 HP to not waste their smoke? And or they're just going to have to wait for it? Half of their smoke's gone. Now they're pushing really late. You've called in about 5-6 seconds ago that they're coming. Now you can do a flash peek and towards the site, get some information. Yes, you've seen the bomb carrier, all of that kind of stuff. Just be a smarter defender if you're playing on Counter-Strike. Any map, that is, not just Dust 2. I think that is now pretty much absolutely everything possible. I've shown all the boosts and stuff that you can do. Now there is a kind of fast boost that you can do if you're T-side at the start of the round, which is what you want to do, is basically you get one person to jump in towards spawn here. This is the kind of new way that T's can T's can beat the boost and stuff like this, because obviously old Dust 2, everyone remembers that you could see straight in toward this, but if you don't have that anymore, then basically you need to do something like this. One person jumps over, other person jumps on their head like this, and then they get the early kill. That's going to probably be the best way to do it. For CT side, don't peek mid back here, you're so much more open. If you want to peek mid, you want to go peek mid from right under by the door here, then stand up and do something like this, so which means you want to be very, very careful. So that would be the new way to peek mid. If you're looking for the new way to peek mid, jump on someone's head, hold the angle, you can see them cross 1, 2B, and do something like this. So that is going to be the best way to peek mid now for T side, early round. And like I said, CT side, it's up to you. CT side, you know, you might want to do something like this, where you kind of smoke a little bit more up close, and then you play like this, you know, you might want to do something really, really jank, or you might want to do, you know, something like this, CT side. Come up with new ways to play. You know, wait like this, where you see something top mid, boom, easy kills. Your teammate here can watch into under, so that anyone comes around here, they can't be seen, and your teammates in mid can't call how many have gone shadow. You know, so do funky stuff like that, where you're looking to do stuff like this, you know. And if you're looking to do a little boost like this over the top, I can stand over the top like this, so I can see suicide, I can see you coming top mid, and then we both get out of here and go, easy kill. Whatever it is to get yourselves out of these positions. Remember, you can do nades on towards Xbox as well. If you hear T's coming in towards this angle, just like, you know, stuff like this, don't be afraid to get grenades that land right on towards Xbox. You know, if you're hearing them go in towards A short, get those grenades in, because that is going to be flipping devastating. So, and you can do the same obviously with Molotovs as well. It's just going to be really, really handy. They slow them down, you hear them tick, they're now waiting, they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, especially if they're trying to rush to A short because they've got a kill, all that stuff. Again, why you hold on to your utility early round. Remember as well, you can do a wall bang on towards CT side, through those doors, in towards dark, in towards shadow. This is going to be really, really good as well. You can clear anyone here in towards any T's that are waiting on towards this angle. Really, really nice. And again, you can just see anyone, you can hit anyone through the doors. So if you're in this position and on a tiny pixel peak like this, if I see the shoulder of an AWPer, open fire on towards that corner, because you're still going to do huge damage, even if it's just a tiny pixel peak like that. Really, really important. I showed you as well a really important thing why you want to hold on to your utility late. If you see an Xbox smoke as a CT side, the first thing you want to be doing is getting a Molotov in towards this position here, because they now can't run through it. They're going to have to run round, take a little bit of damage by jumping on top of this, or now having to go through their own smoke. And their extra few seconds, I promise you now, their extra few seconds running down there around your Molotov waste time on their smoke and buys just a precious few seconds for your A site defender. And you can be like, they've smoked Xbox, they've smoked Xbox. Now your defender has just a few extra seconds to smoke short and do this stuff here and control this push. And now the T's are stuck in here as well, and they're like, right, we're stuck in here, and now they've used their smoke. They've not really gained any ground or momentum at all. That is going to be the tip and trick for CT side now. I'm talking so generally, but do you see the advantages of having utility late? Using my utility reactionary to what the T's are doing, rather than just start of the round doing this and then playing back here with my fucking AWP. What the fuck is that going to do? That is no good. What happens if I get pushed? What happens if the T side do this with Tech 9s? Do you know what I mean? They're going to be like, what the fuck? If I see that flash come over, I'm like, fucking hell, get out of here, get the molly down. They're going to try and push through that molly or stuff like this. You know, I can ask for a flash over, or I can flash over myself, you know, and do something like this and just carry on. I can stay alive with utility. I can do whatever I can, because again, those flashes are so effective at staying alive. Again, little positions as well. Play different angles. Be creative. Don't play in default angles like this. This is going to get you killed. I promise you, that's going to get you killed, because everybody looks there. Everybody looks there. Everybody looks there. So play something different. Play on towards this box or something like this. Play in towards this corner and wait. You know, and when you hear them, do something like this. You know, or something over the top of their smoke. You know, play different angles. Play off the T side utility. If I'm up in this corner, do you know what I mean? I want to play off it. Look at this. I can see them going towards the door. I can see them here. I can shoot them in the back of it. I can give information how many I hear, how many I see here. Play differently. Play something nasty. Or if I want to get across to that bit on the box like this, and I can stand up here. I can see them going towards B. I can get a kill, and I can just be a more helpful mid player. I am so much more helpful by being alive here than I am fucking peeking this, dying to suicide, man down. What a waste of time and talent. So I'm so much better if I'm holding mid like this. Yes, they smoke me off. Yes, they're doing mid to B. I still might get another kill or whatever it is. I just want to be kind of alive and safe to those flashbangs or stuff like this, you know. So it's kind of all good. Flashbangs, you can flash anything. So I think now we are literally at the point where I've said everything. We've done as much of the janky boosts and stuff like this as you can. I mean, I saw a video which says that you can do a boost like this, off the kind of edge like this. I mean, yeah, if you want to, you can do a boost like maybe like this in towards mid. That might work if you're catching out an AWP or something. You know, if there's an AWP at the back or here, something like this, yes, you might be able to catch out a boost. So this is again good. You know, if you've got the Xbox smoke and you've moved up towards this position, then absolutely fuck it. Why not? You know, why not do something like this where you can catch out the AWP, easy kill, and then you can move on around, then do a mid to B smoke, whatever it is. You've got players posted in B tunnels, and you can move on out. Yeah. Again, really easy to Molotov the back tunnels. Like this, you can just bounce it off towards the back wall, which is really important that you get the flashbang over the top, because you're not going to be able to stand here and throw that Molotov if they can see you come around the corner. So that's why it's sometimes really important to throw the flash like this. And as soon as it pops in, I can get that Molotov in, because that flash blinds them, and they're going to blind them and duck, and then you get the molly, and they're like, fuck, let's get out of here. So really, really good. Now I think we are absolutely everything. Always check this corner. This is a really good position here as CT. You know, as you hear them push on out, you can do all that kind of stuff. Throw pop flashes for each other, guys. All of it is really, really important. If you've got a teammate on a pistol round or something like this who wants to go pushing up towards here, flash over the roof, whatever you want to do, or just flash in towards this angle or something like this. Flash for each other. Do you know what I mean? If I'm CT with a kind of MP9, or we're forced round, we're up against full AKs, and we just need to do something a bit extra, get the pop flash in and move on around and clear these angles as well, because those pop flashes like that are fucking devastating to deal with. Flash for each other. It's going to be so important. Same again if you're on your own here, and you know, you can self flash for yourself, obviously like this if you want to do something like this. But if you don't have a flashbang and you know there's someone maybe on site planting, don't run out and risk getting destroyed or something like this. If you've got a player down here with a flashbang, ask them to flash you in. That is going to be so much more effective. If I've got no flash here and I'm like, they're coming out of tunnel, flash for me. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm able to do something so much more effective, and I can just get the information and say, yeah, bomb's definitely here. Do you know what I mean? And it's not a fake or something like this. So use utility off each other. I really now think we are really hitting where we want to be. Again, what I showed you about B and mid, if you're starting to see smokes come in, use your Molotovs, keep your Molotovs and stuff like this. If you're seeing smoke strats like this coming in from T side, if you're in towards this angle here, make sure you get your Molotovs in. Make sure you're dealing with this, you're slowing down that push, because now the T's don't have massive options. They've maybe got to run in something like this around their own smokes and stuff like this to kind of get in towards this stuff. Delay tactics as much as you can, you know. Or if you want to do something Billy be the hero, you can flash yourself out on towards long, whatever it is, you know. If you want to go like this, you might want to do something like this. Use your environment around you. Flash peaks like that are going to be absolutely devastating. They are going to be the boy. So make sure you do stuff like this. You want to just bounce it off the edge like that, and you're getting your information and stuff like this. Super helpful, you know. Or if the T side have smoked off and stuff like this, it's up to you. I would, you know, if you want to do a huge information play and you want to, you know, go for that kind of flash peek, make sure you're really confident with it first, because you don't want to be fucking slow peeking out of a smoke like this for stuff like this. But little flashbangs like that are devastating. There's no warning that's coming, so they are really good. If you are looking to flash through a smoke, just get a really naughty boy one like that, and then you push it out. Be confident and swing fast. Don't go slow through a smoke. And I think one more tip and trick I can think of is a little one-way smoke that I use if I'm defending A. Is you just throw a smoke in towards the corner there, and you peek over the top. Throw the smoke, stand on top of here. I promise you, this will get you so many kills. So many kills. If you literally, the amount of T's that peek around here, waiting for this angle, which is the normal angle, they are not expecting a CT to be right at the tip of that smoke here. It's just not an angle you practice for on YPRAC maps, do you know what I mean? And so those are the things where you can come around, you can get those kills, and you can see them coming over there. So there's a really easy one way, something like this, and you just want to play over the top. You get information, you can see them coming pit, you can see them rushing you or something like this, and it's just all about staying alive, you know, as much as you can. Delay tactics, and remember as well, before you peek anything, making sure you're flashing over the top. And you know what I mean? It's just so important that you flash before any important fight, any important peak. I think we now literally have reached anything as well. Keep your smokes towards the very end as well, because by keeping your smokes, you know, if the T side are throwing in Molotovs and stuff like this, being alive as well, and I say this so many times to my friends and stuff like this, being alive is so much more dangerous than being dead as a CT. If we've literally thrown in a Molotov and stuff like this, you know, if T side are throwing in this Molotov, if you step out of the Molotov and you die, they know that person is dead and sight is clear. If you now do this, you are now here, and they know you're here, and now they're going to have to come looking for you, and they're like, where the fuck is that CT? He's in here somewhere, and they probably don't want to come jumping over the top of this because you've got players coming in from CT because you've been shouting for that kind of retake. And you're now just staying alive. You're just being a menace. You're being an absolute menace to society. You're flashing over. You're doing all this kind of stuff and just being a menace. Just being alive is going to be, I promise you guys, so much more devastating and difficult to deal with than it is being dead. So just stay alive. That's why I ask you, I beg of you to keep that utility. I beg you to just keep the utility as late as you can. Because again, if you keep your smoke to the very, very end, you know, if then you can survive utility like this. You know, if you're sat in Gandalf and you can go, oh fuck, you can put that off and you can stay alive and you can wait and you can hear them planting the bomb. They're not going to necessarily want to plant that bomb knowing that you're here somewhere in Gandalf. They're going to want to deal with you because that's another CT alive for the retake. And if you just stay tucked in here whilst you've got teammates then getting set up to come in towards short, and you swing with them from Gandalf, it's going to be fucking devastating now. If it's T side here, knowing you're in Gandalf, they're pushing from short, and the T is going to be like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's really nasty. Stay alive as CTs. That is going to be all the tips and tricks I think I can show you for Dust 2. I've been always doing wingman maps now up until now, so yeah, see if you want me to do more competitive maps like this, if you find it more helpful, or if I should just go back to doing wingman maps. I really enjoy both of it. I enjoy all Counter-Strike and just giving tips and tricks and sharing my knowledge on absolutely everything. There's going to be a billion gazillion tips and tricks that I've missed. These are just the ones that I recommend, that I found are probably the most helpful, most realistic that you're going to put into practice. I shall catch you guys soon.